If you're planning on fooling around and finding out in Jackson, effective immediately, you may want to pay attention to this video. The all-new Capital City Complex Improvement District boundaries are now in effect in Jackson. That's the CCID. You know what I'm saying? The Capitol Police. They have now expanded a little further out northeast. Y'all was fooling around and finding out. Well, you was fooling around and you wasn't doing a lot of finding out. Now you're about to start doing some finding out, just like they did downtown with them jump out boys, busting heads. It's effective today. Capitol Police now patrol Northeast Jackson. Oh, say it ain't so. And parts of South Jackson. You over there on Ellis Avenue or Bobby Rush Boulevard, whatever it's called now. You think you're going to be fooling around? You're going to be fooling your ass straight to jail. Let's go to WLBT real quick. Let them tell it to you in a little more politically correct way than Clay does. And then I'll give my thoughts and opinions. And we'll tell you about a big weekend of roadblocks and checkpoints, safety checkpoints this weekend. Here we go.
Improvement district in the city of Jackson has been expanded and a new CCID court is in effect as of today.
3 on Your Side's Holly Emery has details on how House Bill 1020 is going into effect and how it will impact you.
I just want to say something real quick. We fought tooth and nail for the last year to get this bill passed. They called us all racist. Oh, you're racist because you want to save Jackson. You want to bring crime down in Jackson. It's racist to want to arrest black criminals in Jackson. God, they all sound so stupid now. God.
House Bill 1020, one of the more controversial bills passed during the 2023 legislative session, is now in effect.
Anytime there's more law enforcement, we're all excited about working with more, because anytime you see blue lights, you're going to not quite commit the crime.
Now, see, I've been telling y'all that forever. Oh, Clay, you can't predict police, can't predict the crime. No, but I can predict that if I'm getting ready to commit a crime and I see some blue lights, I have changed my mind effective immediately. And I assume that most criminals are the same way.
The CCID spanned over 8.63 square miles. Now that coverage area has doubled, giving Capitol Police primary jurisdiction in 15% of Jackson.
We've been building our police force too. We were granted up to 150 officers a year ago, and we've reached that goal. We actually have a couple of more than that. And so we've built that force up, we've been preparing, and we're ready for the expansion.
So what happens if you call 911 in the new CCID?
911 right now will go through all of us. We'll go through the Jackson Police Department. Now, once AT&T is done with the 911 system for Capitol, they will be routed to their dispatch system at that point.
Now, that's Wendell, forget his last name there, but he just came back to Jackson. He was the chief of police in Gluckstadt. That's a rather cushy job, mind you, and it pays well, too. He came back to JPD to be the assistant chief, which says a lot about the current chief's leadership ability. My biggest concern with Jackson is, as always, how far under the thumb of Chokwe, Antar, hates the police, Lumumba, are the police. Yet to be determined.
When it comes to the new court system, where judges and prosecutors are appointed rather than elected, construction of the new courthouse and holding facility is still in the works.
I think there were certain aspects of it that was struck down, but one of the things that did remain was having the CCID court, which is focused on misdemeanors and preliminary hearings and bond hearings. And every municipality across the state has one of those.
However, Chief Justice Mike Randolph has yet to appoint a CCID judge at this time, which means the Jackson Municipal Court judges will continue to handle Capitol Police cases. Despite the coordination overlap in dispatch, court hearings, and cases, both DPS and JPD feel the transition will be smooth.
I haven't seen that type of collaboration in a very long time. Yeah, I think we're going to do a lot for the city.
This is by no means a takeover. This is a force multiplier, and law enforcement agencies working together to create a safer city.
In Jackson, Holly Emery, 3 on Your Side.
I tell you what,
My name is Liv.
If you come to Jackson for anything, if you work in Jackson, damn sure if you live in Jackson, if you're a business owner in Jackson, you should be jumping for joy right now that the CCID has expanded. And look, they're going to kick it off with a bang this weekend. Here's a story. Let's go over to WAPT. That was WLBT. Let's go over to WAPT for this one. Look, if you're thinking about drinking and driving in Jacktown this weekend, bro, you need to think again. If you're thinking about riding dirty in Jacktown this weekend, you need to think again. This is an all-new Jacktown. Chockway can't get you out just cause you a dope boy and you know the mayor. That direct line of communication to Chockway, that ain't gonna work no more. Check this out. Expect to see a larger law enforcement presence throughout Jackson as the Capitol Complex Improvement District expands today, July 1st. As of July 1st, the Capital City, man, that's a tongue twister. The Capitol Complex Improvement District now covers much more of the city of Jackson. Capitol Police and JPD are working together as policing in the capital city is undergoing measurable change. The new Capitol Police Patrol expansion gives state officers primary patrol responsibilities over a greater portion of the city. It was approved by state lawmakers to address a growing crime problem. JPD and Capitol Police officials maintain there are no disagreements or disputes as they work together on jurisdictional evolution. We, quote, we are always going to keep a footprint, said JPD Assistant Chief Wendell Watts. That's his name, Wendell Watts, by the way. JPD's dispatch center will handle 911 calls as they come in. Let's see here, man. I must have hit the wrong link here. Hold on 1 second. There's another story. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Hinds County Sheriff, Capitol Police team up for 4th of July safety operations. This is the one I was looking for.
Polly Pratt wore many hats.
I can do without that. It says the Hinds County Sheriff's Office is teaming up with the Capitol Police to launch the 4th of July holiday blitz. Oh, man, it just sounds good. Sounds like people going to jail. The operation, which kicks off Wednesday, July 3rd and goes through Sunday, July 7th, is aimed at enhancing safety and promoting responsible celebrations during the holiday weekend. I love it. Just sounds great. Anyway, according to a new release from the sheriff, Sheriff Tyree, man, he's doing a hell of a job over there in Hinds County. The operation will include saturation patrols across Hinds County to deter criminal activity and to enforce traffic laws. Boy, they ain't seen that in a while. What do you mean traffic laws? I thought we was all just supposed to be able to stop, to run red lights and stop signs. Anyway, residents can also expect to see traffic safety checkpoints that will target impaired drivers and seatbelt violations, among other safety concerns. Sheriff Tyree says, let's celebrate safely, designate a sober driver, buckle up, and enjoy the holiday responsibly. Man, you can't beat that. If you're not a screw up, if you ain't out drinking and driving, if you ain't out riding dirty with dope, illegal guns, if you ain't out doing none of that, you ain't got nothing to worry about. They're out there to protect you, to serve for you. Now, if you're a thug and you riding dirty and you go through a roadblock, guess what? You better have your insurance and driver's license ready and hope you can keep it to 10 and 2. Keep it at 10 and 2 and hope they let you get on through. Because if you done screwed up, you know what it is. You're going to F around, you're going to find out. And I'm going to make a video about you, and I'm going to give you the belt I got over there. You're going to be the new F'd around and found out champion, the first one of y'all that decide to show your ass to the Capitol Police and the Hinds County Sheriff's Department on 4th of July weekend. And you may be thinking to yourself, oh, Clay, it's all talk. You all talk. You ain't about that life. What's Capitol Police going to do? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. Capitol Police just brought in the big dog. The big dog. You may remember him from Pearl. Dean Scott is now a lieutenant. That's right. Yeah, you heard me right. Former Pearl Police Chief, former JPD legend, Dean Scott is now a lieutenant with the Capitol Police. Here's the story from WLBT. Man, it just keeps getting better. I almost want to move back to Jackson. Now, Dean Scott back on the streets in Jacktown? Come on down.
In just a moment, but first, this breaking news.
A former Pearl police chief who was the subject of a 3 on Your Side investigation into possible misuse of your tax dollars will soon be protecting and serving for one state agency while he's being investigated by another. Dean Scott started working for Capitol Police today. The Department of Public Safety confirmed the news just moments ago. Spokesperson Bailey Martin says Scott was hired as a lieutenant and will be over communications and dispatch. Now, this news comes 5 months after Scott resigned from the city of Pearl. His departure from the city followed a 3 on Your Side investigation into another job he held with Rankin County and documents we uncovered that showed him working 2 jobs at the same time. Records obtained by 3 on Your Side also show that our reporting triggered the state auditor's office to look into Scott's work ethic. The Department of Public Safety, releasing this statement this afternoon saying at this time, Scott has not been charged nor issued a demand for any wrongdoing with his previous employer. The Mississippi Department of Public Safety will continue to monitor that investigation and will take appropriate action that may be deemed necessary.
It's Tillman's Red, White, and Blue.
So you heard what happened in there. Dean Scott is back after a little delay, after a little time off after the first of the year. Dean Scott's back. He's one of the baddest MFers to ever lace up his boots and wear a badge in the history of this city, in the history of the Tri-County area. There ain't a man tougher than Dean Scott. There may be one or two others that might be just as tough, but there ain't one tougher than Dean Scott. I can think of a couple, but gosh, as soon as you start naming names, you forget one and they want to kick your ass because you forgot their name. So I'm just going to leave it at Dean Scott. The rest of y'all, you know who you are. Now let the fun begin. Because Dean Scott does not play. You better check the man's resume. I can't wait to see how all this plays out. I feel like I'm Tony Khan and I just bought the AEW and now I'm buying all my favorite professional wrestlers and I'm just throwing them in my dream matches because I can. That's how I feel right now with Dean Scott going over to Capitol Police. And we basically got Bam Bam Bigelow going over there to beat some heads. Oh, man. It's just too good. It's like an early Christmas gift. I'd like to send Dean some pizza or donuts or something. Shout out to Dean. He's the first guy to ever arrest me, by the way. Made me pour out 2 cases of beer on McDowell Road, 1992. It had to have been summer of 92. I just got my driver's license, 15 years old, a complete idiot. We found a gas station over there at Ellis Avenue to sell our little young asses beer. We didn't even get the first one open. Dean done pulled us over because he saw the cooler in the back of the lowrider, made us pour out every single beer, 24 of them. No, 48, 2 cases. Then lied to us, said, y'all pour them out, I'm going to let y'all go. All right. Next thing you know, get in the back of the car. We're going to the precinct. Your parents got to come get you. Oh, man, you got me. I ain't had nothing but respect for Dean ever since then. He didn't have to tune me up too hard to tune me up. Anyway, Jackson is safer for having Dean Scott on patrol. I'm really happy. I'm really happy for all Jacksonians who have stuck it out through the last few years that are in the Capital City Improvement District. Now I would love to see my parents' area out there, South Jackson, Forest Hill Road, Terry Road, going towards Byram. I would love to see them get some of that same kind of respect. Hopefully, some of these JPD officers that ain't lazy will move out there. That's one problem JPD does have, and I don't care, and I'll say it to any of their faces. I respect a bunch of them, got a bunch of friends there. I respect their chief, their assistant chief. Y'all got some lazy folks in your ranks that don't want to work. And, we ain't got no problem helping you point them out if you decide you get to that point where you want some outside assistance. You need to clean house a little bit, but you're going the right direction, and I'm through messing with you. I think things are going the right way for now. Tune into the Clay Edwards Show Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., 103.9 FM WYAB. Thursday and Friday this week, I will be taking off from radio. We may make some videos, but replays will be available. We'll see how it all shakes out. I like to enjoy the 4th of July, so much so that I like to take the next day off to recuperate from enjoying the 4th of July. Anyway, we'll keep you updated as the week goes. Stay blessed. See you on the radio, to quote my friend Kim Wade.